What's up, YouTube? So, you all probably read the title. I'll keep it short and let's get into it. So, the purpose of this video is to aware as many people as possible about the type of trading which is not allowed or prohibited in Islam and the type of trading that is allowed, which is basically very narrowed down, and we don't really have much options to consider. So I'll just get into it. So the type of trading which is prohibited, and by the way, I've done all my research. I've done I've done a lot of research on it, and you're free to do your own research. But right now, I won't be telling you why it's prohibited. You can do your own research, but I'm just telling you what's allowed and what's not, based on the research I've done. So the type of trading that's prohibited is first of all, first of all, futures, right? Futures. Futures is not allowed. Forex, not allowed. Options, not allowed. We don't really have many options to consider, but I'm just being straight up honest with you. You can do your own research. I'm just telling you what's clearly not allowed in Islam, right? So, and the last one, margin trading, or trading with leverage, right? So the main crux, or the least I can tell you, is uh, there is a problem of ownership in these type of tradings. In futures, you're not owning the underlying asset, which is either ES, or either it's Nasdaq or S&P. You're trading the contract and not the underlying asset, and you don't have complete ownership or control of the underlying asset. Same in forex. Forex is a derivative. Basically, all of these are derivatives, right? And derivatives are not allowed because there's a problem of ownership. You don't own the asset. You don't own the underlying asset. And one more thing I forgot is um, non non-Sharia compliant ETFs, right? Which is the S&P and Nasdaq. The reason for this is because S&P and Nasdaq have a lot of non-Sharia compliant companies, such as companies dealing in the gambling industry, the companies that are in the gambling industry, the alcohol industry, and companies with high interest, or like which are companies which are um, functioning on high interest, right? So these are the options, the type of trading which is not allowed: options, forex, margin trading. The main issue with margin trading or leverage trading is, again, you don't own the underlying asset, right? And uh there is another problem of interest, right? Interest, no ownership, interest, and like swaps is basically interest. The thing is, even if people avoid swaps, they're not completely avoiding interest, and they're still not owning the asset. So all of these are not allowed. And what and the only option we're left with, the only two or three options we're left with are spot crypto, spot stocks or equities. And I have basically resorted to only these two options. I used to trade forex. I left forex, and I wasn't into futures. I wasn't into futures at all, because it was clearly prohibited and not allowed. But there was some doubts about forex or whatever. But still, at the end of the day, after trading forex for about a year or so, I came to the conclusion. I did a lot of research. I came to the conclusion that forex is indeed not allowed and is prohibited. And again, you can do your own research. You can do as much research you want, but you can give yourself every sort of excuse, or every sort of justification on why forex is allowed. But if you are completely honest with yourself, and if you've done enough research, I'm sure you can clearly say that forex is not allowed, and all of these are not allowed. spot crypto, spot equities, that's the only thing you're allowed with. And the problem with spot trading is that the main problem, right? The main hurdle or problem, let's say, or why it's hard, like the hardships, they are associated with spot crypto and spot equities and this type of trading in itself. So the first thing is, the first basic thing is you need your own capital. Yeah, you need your own capital. Second thing, um, there is no leverage. So uh, there is no leverage. So your positions will be of smaller size based on your capital, and you cannot basically have a set percentage, or for example in forex, crypto, or leverage trading and margin trading, we basically used to have we were basically used to we were basically able to risk 1% of the trade, even though the asset itself did not move 1%. Here in spot crypto, spot equities, you can't do that. In order to make 1% or lose 1%, it is important, it is essential that the asset itself moves 1% or 2%, depending on whatever you're risking, or whatever profit you want to make. So that's the only two problem. No, you have to use your own capital, and there's no leverage. And the third thing, the most important thing, is it takes a lot of time. It takes a lot of time, because let's be clear, many of us have little to no capital to start trading spot crypto, spot equities, to properly like start day trading this. You can invest, but to properly start day trading, you need a lot of capital, right? And to make a lot of money, you have to have a lot of money. And to have a lot of money, you and to basically make a lot of money, um, and to basically make a lot of money, you first have to compound your capital, right? Either get a job or something, have a source of income, so you can fund your trading by yourself. And the thing is, it takes a lot of time. I'll just be clear and honest with you, it takes a lot of time. Let's say you start with $500 and you make 4% in a month, which is not really that difficult, but at the same time, it's not that easy. It's only easy for profitable traders, and yeah, it's not really that easy, but at the same time, it's not really that hard. So it takes a lot of time to compound your capital. So in the end, should you start day trading if you're a Muslim? Probably not. I'll just be clear and honest with you. If you're after the money, it's probably not worth it. I'll just be clear and honest with you. It's not worth it if you're after the money, right? But if you genuinely like trading, you love to trade, you love to spend time on the charts, learn about it, then probably yes, it is the right thing for you, and you should pursue it. But at the same time, it's not. You should have other things to do in your life. You should have a job. You should be studying. You should do other things in your life. You can't just make this your own job with the hardships, with the problems we have. We can't make quick money, because of course there's no leverage. We can't use prop firms. Another thing I forgot to mention was no prop firms advantage, right? You have to use your own capital. There's no prop firms. So, and in order to make a lot of money, you need to have a lot of money, and for that you need to compound your money, which is going to take a lot of time. Basically, let's say if a futures or options, or let's say a futures trader, let's say if he uses prop firms, he can, and if he really like puts in the time and effort, he can probably start making money in the first year or two. Like in 2 to 3 years, he can be a good profitable trader and making a lot of money, right? But in this case, in this spot crypto, spot equities area, that's really not that easy, right? You can make money, but not a lot of money. You need to be patient. It takes a lot of time to compound your capital, and basically that's all, right? That's all. If you think you love, if you know you love this shit, you love trading, and are you can basically you are ready to be patient for years and years, then probably yes, start trading. Else no. Simple as that.